right, this is Sandra. Welcome to Lee Street Beat. How you doing? I'm here with T the Man, and I'm here with S Hacker. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Doing well, doing well, doing well.
Well, I'm glad we're back, and we're back after the election. So, need to say, we really want to talk about this. Just want to, highlight to everybody who masked up, who went out, who voted, and those who mailed in their votes and everything. We really saw democracy, come before our very eyes, and it was really tough because we didn't get the results for like 2 or 3 days, but I know everybody was enthralled, everybody was into it. So T, I know I talk to you every day about it, so we know how things are going now, but let's just go back to when it was time to see the results, and Steve Kornacki was just on our TVs all day long, and we still wasn't knowing if Pennsylvania was coming in. We saw Florida go down.
I was getting tired of
y'all not faithful, man. Y'all not loyal in Florida.
Well, I don't know what it is. Who knows? Maybe we need to do a recount here.
We're doing the second recount here.
I saw Steve Kornacki. He's going to the board. Steve, what I want to know, how many votes is out there and how many is being counted? That's all I need to know. So you can take yourself, your khaki pants or your striped tie, and keep on being a sexy man alive, for this year. That's what I did.
People magazine.
I'm glad. I can say this.
Snacky.
Before, on November the 2nd, November the 3rd, all I could see was Trump signs everywhere. They were flying the MAGA hats, the flag, Trump. And then of course, nobody knew I knew the outcome was going to be on the 3rd. So when the Saturday came along and they finally called it for him, I went out that evening and I saw my neighbor. And I saw him do something that I never seen him do before, was wash his car multiple times. Now, I knew he was a Trumper, but I didn't care. I was feeling good, but I didn't rub it in. I didn't go say, hey, neighbor, how you doing? Did the election go the way that you wanted? Because it went the way I wanted. So I decided not to get shot that day. But I felt good about it. And even though Joe Biden is still fighting for his right of his presidency, because Trump is throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, he's going to prevail. Now, the question is, once Joe Biden get in there, of course, they're going to try to sabotage it.
They're sabotaging it now, T.
Well, they're
doing it now.
They just want to cripple him, And when you think about it, Donald Trump has crippled this whole nation with this coronavirus. He doesn't do anything. He goes and plays golf. Now his son got it. He had it. But you know what? These snakes won't die. And that's what they need to do. It seems like all the good people are dying, but not them.
So S, how did you feel, election day, Alabama, of course, y'all don't capitulate. Y'all stay red.
Again, here Trump received 62% of the vote.
Incredible.
Yeah, 62%. But understand this, it was not my vote, because I masked up and went and voted in person, right, to make sure it voted. I saw my
You guys don't have early voting, do you?
Again, what people did this year because of the COVID, they did the mail-in and they did it in person.
Okay.
That's how they got to do what we would call, because we have no mechanism for early voting here in the state of Alabama.
I early voted. I think
we had early voting in person, and then they had mail-in voting. The mail-in voting was actually 2 weeks before the early voting in person.
Mm-hmm.
So how long did you stay in line, S, to vote? I voted.
But
I waited an hour.
Again, no, I did not. I walked in. I stood in line, maybe perhaps 2 minutes. I was presented with my ballot. I filled out. It took me longer to fill out the ballot than it did for me to stand in line.
What about you, T?
We stood in line for about, I would say, a good half an hour. Because the time we went is right next to a school, at a library, and all the people were dropping off their kids to school were doing that before they went on to work. So the hardest thing there was finding a parking spot. But by the time we came out, it was like there was nobody standing in line. But it came at different periods of time during the day, and then in the afternoon, about 2:30 again, it was filled up until the evening. But but about a half an hour, 40 minutes at half an hour. and then it took us a full 40 minutes to do the whole thing complete.
You know, so now we find that we've gotten the results. Needless to say, Donald Trump is very disappointed. Him and his base are livid. They've been running around with guns, going to state capitals, going to places where they're counting votes and asking for recounts and demanding to go in and filing all these lawsuits, which they've lost practically all of them except 2 of them. So, you know, here we are. We really had a constitutional crisis in the sense that, you know, Donald Trump is acting like he doesn't want to relinquish the office, acting as though he's trying to do a soft coup.
He is doing it. He ain't acting. This is real deal here with them.
Well, yeah, oh yeah, he's definitely pursuing it. He's bringing electors in and corrupting them. I mean, what do you think about that, man?
You know what? I don't know why they even go through that charade of talking about they're going to defend the Constitution against all enemies, domestic and foreign. Hell, we know who the foreign ones. He didn't stop the Russians. He didn't stop the Chinese. He didn't stop the North Koreans. He didn't stop the Iranians. And now we got the domestic ones. We got the Proud Boys, the damn Ku Klux Klan. And I'm just call them, I don't know what they call them, but other than the White Citizens Council, you know.
Exactly.
So they all there. They're not defending no damn Constitution. So my thing is, you know what, listen, there needs to be an awakening for the malfeasance that they did. So once you get in, you get power, you need to correct them, their bad behavior.
Absolutely.
You know.
Say, what about you, S?
And this is the thing, right? In public, they're running around saying that, yeah, it's fraud in the election, right? But when they're in a court of law, the first thing they said, this is not a fraud case. This is just his last grift. But who he's grifting are his own supporters. Because, you know, these people are saying how they're getting all these, donate to the campaign to fight for the vote, right? But if you read the fine print, unless you donate 8,000 or above, all that money goes
to Trump's pocket.
It goes to it goes to relieve some of his campaign debt.
Yeah, he's in debt.
And then it goes to his newly formed political action committee.
Right.
His pocket.
Again, you have to donate 8,000 or above for it to go into the so-called. I don't even want to. It's not
needless
fraud.
to say,
Because again, if you go into
99% of his supporters are not going to give him $8,000. You know what I'm saying?
90% of his supporters don't have $8,000 to give. They've got this case of beer money.
Hey, they didn't read that fine print either.
No, first of all, again, reading is fundamental, but not for everyone. Right? Just not for everyone.
I remember the commercials when we were growing up.
Right? Because everybody doesn't get it, right? And they don't enjoy it.
Common.
It really is, and it's very uncommon to have common sense, right? You know, but it's his last grift on his own supporters because, again, in public they say fraud, fraud, fraud because you can't lie in court, right? They immediately say, first of all, this is not a fraud case. Well, why are you here?
Well, some of the rulings that the judges have cited against the Trump administration have just been just so damning and just lets you know just how inept and unprepared they were and are as to go and present a case. They're going in there saying, hey, we want an injunction.
But this is not
and we'll come back with the evidence. And they're like, that's not how this works. That's not how it works. You don't have no evidence. You don't listen to the
No. Again, quit perpetrating in public that. Again, it's weird. You're committing fraud in public saying that this is a fraud case. But when you go into a court of law where you can't lie because you will be put on trial for perjury.
Well, I think
this is not a fraud case.
What they're doing is they know they're not going to win this.
I don't know. Because again, it's not a fraud case.
What he's trying to do is get it in appeal because this is Trump's behavior. He wants it to appeal to the Supreme Court. And he's going to tell the court, hey, you know what? We think there's fraud. We don't know how they did it, but we know they did it. And we want you to declare us the winner and victor. But I don't think the court is going to hear it.
No, they're
not going to hear that because, again, when they go into any court in any state, that they are
he's hoping
they're milking their supporters for the little money they do have left.
There was a Trump
immediately say that. First of all, this is not a fraud case.
Well, listen, there was a Trump
You know,
appointed judge that denied him. What did Trump say? Mitch, what happened?
Okay.
right. But again,
So-
that's Trump is he has been in
But he's eventually going to find one that is going to enable him, and that's what he's looking for. He's trying to keep going around till he finds his enabler.
But by the time he
and then
finds
when
that
but he
enabler,
won't get
it's
enough
too late.
votes.
It's an Obama judge, it's a Bush judge, it's a Clinton judge, and when it's his judge, Mitch, what happened?
Even his sister, who was a judge, will tell him to go away.
Absolutely.
Go far, far away because you have no case. Because again, why are you here? If you're not here to say that it's fraud, right, then what are you saying it is?
Okay. What they want to do is say, well, we found 2 or 3 incidents that we're questioning, and because of that, we just want y'all to throw out these, 4 million votes, and
because
all of those votes are always in African American and or
right,
brown and brown communities, and they want to disenfranchise the vote of people of color. They are constantly paying money to recount. They don't want to recount, liberal areas. They don't want to recount white areas. They want to recount black areas, as if we can't just like press the button and get it done like everybody else. So
and again, they can. What was the TR sign? You could have whatever you like. What you cannot have is to perpetuate fraud, go into court and say it isn't fraud, and get it flipped in your way. Again, if you do that, you are amazing.
They lose the cases, but what they do is they keep their base.
They keep their base supporting.
They keep them pumped up. They keep them thinking that
They keep
really
them giving.
And they're really just sowing division. And it's
what they do, they keep them giving less than $8,000.
Exactly, keep all that money. Giving them that money.
Again, he's the one truism about Trump. He's always about that money. Right.
He's gonna need
it.
He's got a lot of court cases after he gets out of the presidency.
Man, he better hope orange is not his real color, because again, orange is not the new black for him, right?
Oh, he has blend in orange face, orange.
Again, but have you noticed this, right? One day we saw him in public and he had that, I'm not gonna say that word. He had blonde hair. And then the next day we see him completely gray.
Yeah. They said that, I don't know, maybe he's trying to draw empathy, sympathy, or something. There was some article about it. I don't care about your hair color hair. I don't care what he spray paints himself. I just want him to go.
Oh, he's going. Again, he's one of those entitled people, right? When they're losing, they can't get up and just walk away. No, they have to kick over the table where the board is. Well, and on the way out, they're going to kick over everybody else's table.
We knew that with Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen said he ain't going to go away quietly.
And again,
the people crying in the night. And people saying,
he's going to last get are the GOP, because they think they've been loyal to him. They hadn't really been loyal to him. They've been afraid of him. Right?
Exactly. They're still afraid of him.
And they're afraid of him on his way out, because he will not do just this. He is not going to do anything to help those Republicans in the state of Georgia. It is not in his monetary interest to do that. He's not going to get any money off of that. He's going to keep, milking his supporters for the less than $8,000 contributions to his,
and he's also going to keep dividing the GOP, and he's also going to keep the base stirred up. And that's why the Republicans are, they feel like he's got a stronghold on their base. But you know what? What they need to do is they need to stand up. They need to stand up for what is right. They need to stand up for the Constitution, and they need to try to repair their party. Their party is not inclusive.
Sandra, they don't have them in them.
I'm just trying to drop some gems for them, T. I'm just trying to drop some gems for them. I know it's not in their heart. But if they ever want to win elections, if they ever want to be a party that's viable again, one of the things that they're going to have to do is they're going to have to diversify. When I look over there at the Republicans and I see a bunch of 85-year-old white men, I'm like, y'all not going to be able to understand anything that's going on in my life, anything that's going on in the people in my neighborhood's life, because you don't identify with us. You don't care. You don't come to our neighborhoods. You don't know our background, and you're not trying to figure out what our needs are.
Because simply this, I know you don't support me. Why would I waste my time trying to look into your zip code? And I know that's a predominantly Democratic zip code. No, I'm not going to waste my economic time. I'm going to find some money elsewhere.
And that's why Georgia went blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we still got some more to go. I still want to make sure I talk a little bit about that.
After this Georgia election, y'all gonna have to work on getting that governor out.
Well, yeah, Stacey Abrams is supposedly going to run again. Hey, I'm so excited about that. I certainly, I helped out in the campaign, for the president. I'm also going to be helping out with the campaign with John Ossoff and Reverend Warnock, trying to get out and help people to make sure that they are registered to vote and to vote. So I'm out there in the fight, and I just want the people to understand here in Georgia that we have a big duty because the whole country's looking at us. We have an opportunity to flip the Senate and sit Mitch McConnell down. Let him take several seats. We have an opportunity to give Joe Biden and Kamala Harris the wherewithal to legislate and to flip all of this crazy stuff that Donald Trump has, changed, and to just get good legislation going. If we don't have that Senate, if Mitch McConnell still got a chokehold on that Senate, man, it's gonna be like pulling hair, man. It's gonna be rough. So I want people in Georgia to know that the country's looking at us. Let's get back out there. Let's keep it blue. If you got to mail in your ballot, let's do it. If you got to come in and, vote in person, we got early vote that's coming up. So, I want to encourage everybody in Georgia to understand that, man, we got to do it one more time. We can't let Joe Biden down like we let down Barack Obama, because when he didn't have the Senate, they just ran roughshod. He couldn't get none done.
Right.
So we got to.
That's the lessons from the past that he'll be able to go down. So, I mean, the thing, when you look at it, Georgia gonna have to bring out more than 2.5 million people who come back out there and vote for Ossoff and Warnock. That's the bottom line, So they got to get.
Perdue is a disaster. He won't even debate.
Why would you debate after you don't got called a crook? No,
right.
that's
you said he was speechless.
He said nothing. The thing that, and this is going to sound crazy coming from me, but the one thing I admire about the Republican Party, they will fight. Again, as we see, even if they already know the results, they will constantly fight. For Perdue to just stand up there and say absolutely nothing after being called a crook, I have never seen that before in my life.
Man, he chewed him up.
He said nothing.
He got him down. He could say
nothing.
He will not debate him no more.
At least you can murmur and say, I'm not a crook.
Debate. Why would you debate him?
You can't debate.
He doesn't have a platform for Georgia. The only platform Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue have is, make sure my portfolio is fat. And let's just make sure that we follow everything that Donald Trump does. But guess what? Donald Trump is not in office anymore. And we understand that the GOP has the sycophants, and they've, sold their soul to the devil and sold their soul to Donald Trump. But we have not sold our soul here in Georgia. I think we found our soul just a couple of months ago. People like me, us transplants, coming here, voting, influencing, trying to change the trajectory and stuff, So I'm hoping, man, I'm out there. I'm telling you, Georgia, we can do it. We can do it. We can get out there and we can support those two candidates because they support Planned Parenthood. They support, police reform. David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, they're in lockstep with taking away our health care and not taking care of people with preconditioned existing conditions. And needless to say, those are just non-starters. Besides the fact that they don't do nothing and buy and sell stocks based on the meetings that they have in Washington, really.
Yeah, insider information is what it's called, and it's against federal law for the average citizen. If you and I did it, we'd be in prison.
Yeah, trying to get bill money to get out. And they tell us we can't use the
where are you going to get it from? Right. Yeah. And Loeffler, her campaign will be hampered a bit because she is in quarantine.
She got COVID.
Yeah.
And you know what? She's a Republican. She went to a Republican event. She didn't wear a mask. We don't have time to name all of the Republicans and all of the people that Donald Trump and his administration have single-handedly infected. And the super spreader events that have gone on and how they have gone on and created this really horrible situation that we got right now. I mean, I haven't left the house all weekend.
Right.
Period. Done. I did everything Friday. I peeked my head out the door. I haven't left the house. It's dangerous out here, man. And you know, Alabama's bad too. I talked to my mom. It's surging like a mug in Alabama with this COVID.
Because
and what's
refuse
bad
to
is that
wear
the
a mask.
hospitals are up to capacity.
See,
They're
we all,
beyond
live,
capacity.
we all live in states where the governors don't give a damn about our lives.
Now they
That's
only
it.
care about
They don't
economics.
care. You know, I mean, first off, we're all black. So, you know,
Right.
they consider us expendable. You
Right.
know, if he die, don't even bury him like a dog. Just toss him on that wood pile over there with the rest of the dead bodies, burn them on up, give somebody a couple of ashes and say, this is your loved one. That's how they feel about us.
You know, they were saying that the surge is so bad in Texas that when the governor finally had a small mandate that he instituted back in June, that the surge is even higher now than when he did it back in June, and he hasn't done anything new to say.
Well, see, you know what? This virus, this disease, is going to give some people, you know, some people got a slow on a learning curve.
Right.
And they say they got people in the hospital dying, still saying that they don't believe they got corona while they dying. That's how
let them die,
ghastly Donald Trump
Let them
died.
go. You know,
Are you serious? I'm staying here dying, and I think I ain't got what y'all tell me I got.
You know the old saying: you can fix ignorance, you can't fix stupidity.
You cannot.
You know, there's nothing you can do. They don't believe in science. You know, now, you know, you got somebody, what's her name? Kayleen McEnany, whatever her name is, talking about we won the second, you know, in our transition. Won what? And then when you really
Pompeo saying that he's getting ready for a second Trump
you know,
term, I'm like, he's smoking crack.
No,
you know?
he's not even smoking crack. Don't blame crack on that.
You know, you ask them, you say, hey, well, do you want to see the numbers as Arabic numbers or some other kind of number? I don't want no Arabic number. You know,
they don't want any numbers.
Yeah, you know,
because truth hurts.
You know, it's like the old question. You know, they said 40 million Chinese kids knew the answer to this question. If the captain has 10 goats and 26 pigs, you know, how old is the captain? Now, they knew, I'm gonna give you the answer to this. They'll tell you, I don't have enough information to determine how old the captain is. But you ask one of them, they'll say 26 and 10, he 36. He 36, right. That's why. Because you got 26 pigs and 10 goats, so he gotta be 36. I mean.
And again, to me, it's the fact that you and I and Sandra, we've never been, even though we were born here, we're raised here, we're fully American, we've never been entitled to the full American experience, right? These people, it's like our Secretary of State here, right? He said there is a war on whites. Again, in a state where Donald Trump received 62% of the votes, right? And I'm like, what is this war on whites? And what it is, they fear that entitlement, that sense of entitlement, slipping away because the demographics are going against you. It's going to be a predominantly brown world, regardless of what you do. The numbers are already backed in. The numbers are already backed in. And again, I knew this information when I was going to Sanford because, again, they'd already done the numbers.
Yeah, they did the numbers in the 80s.
Right. And again, they're fighting against, we know they fight against science. Right now, they're fighting against math. And I don't care what you do. At this point, it's too late.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that the way they're fighting against it is to totally disenfranchise us. And that's problematic. That's why we have to stand up and we need to support each other, get us in power. When I say us, you know, people who understand that everybody should be treated equally. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, we need all.
Again, if you were born here, you should get all the inalienable rights of being an American citizen. It is
when you look at the Trump administration's picture, you're going to see all white people. And when you see Joe Biden, you see his administration, when you see that picture, you're going to see what America looks like.
Exactly.
It looks like them. It looks like you. It looks like me. It looks like
It looks like people, we don't even know what it looks like. Right. Again, there will be, again, I am a person. I want the content of your character. Your exterior means nothing to me.
Yeah,
what you do in this world is what makes you. If you do good deeds for good reasons, you're a good American. If you do bad deeds for bad reasons, you're un-American to me. You are not about country first.
Donald Trump is un-American.
Exactly. Exactly.
The GOP, the way they've acted, you know, they've been un-American. I mean, you can't tell me that Ted Cruz and Mitch McConnell have legislated these last, even during Barack Obama's administration. They've always, these last, 4 years.
You know what they are, Sandra? You know what they are? They're socialists. That's what they are. That is the true meaning of a socialist. He's going to take from the hard-working people like us and keep it for themselves. That's what the socialist is doing. He's a socialist. He did just like, he's no different from Castro, no different from that dictator in Venezuela, the one in Brazil. They're
the one in Turkey. What is that? Erdogan or Erdogan or whatever. He likes that guy. They are friends.
Putin.
Yeah,
I don't even think Erdogan. I don't even know if he's.
I mean, that's what the Soviet Union was. It was United. What is it? The USSR, Soviet Republic, or whatever it was.
Right.
Yeah, they're socialists. Don't. Then they're gonna say, "Oh, AOC is a socialist." Bernie Sanders is a socialist. No, you're the real socialist.
Okay.
Again, it's like if someone called you a racist because of something you said, and they think offending you, but then when they're amongst their buddies, they're calling each other racist, right? Mm-hmm. They are hypocrites, but they're convincing hypocrites because, again, 70+ million Americans voted for Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, they got this. A lot of them feel that Trump is going to make them rich, and somehow because their little stock portfolio went up and they got an extra $400 or $700, that oh my God, that is that I got to keep getting this. Trump, he apparently when he put this stimulus check to the people down here in Miami, they all thinking that Trump gave them that money.
Because he wrote them a letter. The letter came.
They sent me a letter too, but hell, I know he ain't gave me no damn money. But again, that's what happens when you don't read, and you just listen.
But you also mentioned, people who maybe are Cuban, and he got some of those.
He got a lot of those votes.
He got a lot of them. Yeah, he got a lot of them.
And I'm just saying, you understand that, but they don't.
And listen, they could care less.
All they had to do was see that and think, oh, he gave it to me. He's great. I'm voting for him.
Right. Listen, my friend Christina.
At once at the same time.
She was watching the news, and this was in the summer, and she says, "Oh my God, the caravan is coming." And I said, "What caravan?" She said, "It's on TV. It's on TV. Haven't you seen it on the news?" And Fox News was pushing this caravan, every day, that she was panicking that this caravan of people was coming. I said, Christina, when you think about it, nobody is walking, from Guatemala or Nicaragua to the U.S. border in 2 days. You can't do that.
But see, you're implying that there is some logic to the thought process. There isn't.
You had that conversation with Christina?
Yeah. And I told her, I said, when you're watching Fox News, Fox News, RT News, Newsmax, all those ultra conservatives. What's another one? NBT. They got all these ultra conservatives. They just come out there with conspiracy theories. You should call it the QAnon.
Barefaced lies, Tyndale. Barefaced lies. They're just lies.
Yeah,
they are, and they know they're lying.
And it's like my nephew asked me,
"Oh,
how can I tell if it's a legitimate news site?" I said, "You know what? Why don't you check with the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, the Washington Post."
I can't believe that people are 25, 30 years old, don't know what.
Yeah, but we inundated with so many. Inundated with so many news sources. So when you see news sources like The Hill or the Washington Examiner or Newsmax or it's a propaganda way. but
Right.
they're not used to that like we are. So that's it. But you know what? Let's move off of that. Let's talk about why we are happy about Thanksgiving and how we want to celebrate it.
For, right? So what you thankful for, S?
Well, I'm happy for that. I'm in my home. I don't have to worry about any financial payments right now. I'm not facing no foreclosure. I don't have to worry about no car being repossessed. I know I'll be able to keep the lights on. I know I have food. I have, because of this pandemic, I have 85 rolls of toilet paper. You know, so I'm blessed. I got a wife that loves me because she's putting up with my shit, you know, and I know some days I'm just not easy to get along with, you know, I'll admit that, even though I'm an easy person to get along with, but there's a day or two I'm not too easy, you know. This week is going to be a little rough, you know, because I'm just not feeling some of the things. And the fact that we're going to have Thanksgiving and, you know, we can't have family and because of the pandemic, you got to be careful who you invite to your home. But I'm happy that we're in good health and we don't have to worry about that. None of us is in the hospital hoping that the other one survives. So that's it.
So what you thinking about? What you thankful for us this Thanksgiving?
Again, I'm just happy to be here. Again, I'm happy that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be the next executives of these United States. Finally, we have someone who has some sort of thought process that's not based upon what some people who never read think. Moving on. Again, I'm just happy to be to be here. You know, I'm going to eat, I'm going to watch football, might have me a cocktail or two, and I'm going to enjoy life.
Well, for me, I'm really thankful because, you know, I'm here. My brother and his wife, they're doing good. You know, my mom, God bless her, she's been in and out the hospital all year, but she's still here. You know, as bad as Corona's been, she's been in and out the hospital and she's been successful to avoid all of that. So yeah, I'm happy that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are going to, you know, be in the White House in 2021. And I'm happy to, you know, be part of the, you know, working with these campaigns and trying to, you know, be a part of change here, you know, in the United States at a really pivotal time. I mean, you know, there's been pivotal times in our life where we really felt change and we felt the trajectory was changing. But what's been going on these last 4 years has just been off the rails. We had to like stop this train and, you know, kill the conductor. Period. We're done. All right. Derail it.
You know, yeah. So, well, I'm happy that, you know, and I'm happy that you guys are here. That, you know, you're both really, you know, relatively healthy. We're doing well.
Relatively healthy? Huh? Relatively healthy.
Well,
hey, I'm gonna take healthy.
Out of your bed.
I'm healthy as get out, man. I've been working out all year, man. I lost 20 pounds, dog. I'm healthy.
Well, you know, that's because, you know what, you need to eat some pork. You know, that's what it is. That'll keep that weight on you. I'm just gonna let you know. Eat some pork. It'll keep that weight on you.
Eat some pork, but it's gonna be very little, you know.
All right. And I don't mean bacon. I mean some real pork, like, you know, get you some ribs.
Oh, you know I love that $1 million bacon.
Not $1 million bacon.
Love that $1 million bacon. Me and T, we love that $1 million bacon. So yeah, we get that all the time.
Well, anyway, everybody's doing well.
You read an article about the policing.
Yeah, about policing, and it was talking about how policing reform should start, and it should start in the beginning because there's no nationalization of this police. You know, each city, each county, each state is different. A lot of states don't have a police academy. Most of a lot of cities have them, like Los Angeles, Chicago, New York have police academy. But like, say, smaller towns, I'm just saying maybe like Springfield, Illinois, or, you know, Kansas City, Kansas, you know, they don't have that, you know. So, and they go to a technical college or online, and, you know, they just do the thing, and then all of a sudden they give them a gun and a badge, and they don't really vet them to see if they're stable. And up there, the guy that put his neck on George Floyd, they're trying to find his records where he got his police training at, his, you know, education, and they're having a very hard time.
Right. Well, listen, T, listen, S, this has been a great show, but man, we got to wrap this thing up. It's so good to see y'all again, and we'll definitely get back after Thanksgiving. Y'all enjoy y'all turkey, enjoy y'all holiday, eat a lot, enjoy each other, love each other, FaceTime, Zoom with your family, with your friends. Man, we're still here. Next year we'll be together, but this year we got.
And we'll have a few more shows, you know,
Yeah,
before Christmas. Now this is our
Yeah.
Thanksgiving show.
Yeah.
We'll be back after Thanksgiving. Enjoy the holiday.
Exactly.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody, this is T the Man speaking for S. Hacker and Sandra Tucker. Bye-bye. Take
Peace.
care, be safe, eat well.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Very fell off so quick.